I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Towering TBR. If you're new, I am chronically ill and disabled. I read a wide variety of books, and every month I play a TBR game to help me choose what I'm going to read in the next month. If you didn't catch March's TBR, I will link it in the cards and in the description below. Go check that out now, because I'm going to spoil the results of how I did. So I drew 067, a mystery or thriller, and for that I read Young Bright Women. Check. I also pulled G47, a middle grade. For that I read Strange Worlds Travel Agency by L.D. Lipinski. Check. I pulled G52, an owned audiobook. I am currently listening to Burnham Wood, and I have plenty of time to finish it before the end of the month, so check. And lastly, I pulled I-23, a translated book. I was in too much of a funk to read the book that I had picked out, and yeah, just didn't do it. So this is a fail. This will go back in the roll cage after I pick today's options. I don't have any buddy reads or readathons planned, so I am at the mercy of the game gods. I am going to be reading an ARC, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. This comes out in May in the United States, so I am trying to read it a little bit ahead of time. I'm very excited for it. So let's see what else I'll be reading. Roll 1. Drew B12, set in space. Excellent. Okay, I have two really good contenders. The first is Tiamat's Wrath. This is the 8th book in the Expanse series. I'm really eager to continue on and set quite a bit in space. It's an epic story, but I can't really tell you what the 8th book's about because spoilers. And then I've also picked up The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. This is a classic science fiction, and while I haven't read it, I have heard that people say it is set in space. You'd probably expect me to pick the small one, but I am really excited to continue on with The Expanse. So I am adding Tiamat's Wrath to the TBR. Roll 2. G53, a 2023 favorites author. Oh, I've got so many good options. Okay, so I read Gillian McAllister last year and really loved her. And I was able to pick up secondhand another book by her, Anything You Do Say. This was published in the United States under a different name called The Choice. I think it's a sliding glass door, like if you had made this choice, these are the things that would have happened versus if you had made this other choice. I really feel like she writes quite plausible thrillers, so I'm really excited for that. However, I also really am in the mood to pick up some Ursula K. Le Guin, which would also fit this prompt. So might be this one, might be something of Ursula K. Le Guin's. If you have a favorite, definitely put it down in the comments below so that I know to check it out. Roll 3. N37, a 2024 frontlist book. I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be reading an ARC. Stuart Turton has his 3rd book coming out in May, and I have it on my Kindle, so I will be reading that. One more roll, last one. O68, a book by an Indigenous person. Okay, I found two really good options. The first is Shudder by Ramona Emerson. And I think this is kind of a mystery story with like a supernatural element. I think our protagonist can either see or communicate with ghosts, and so she like solves crimes for people who have been murdered with the help of the ghost. It sounds really interesting and it sounds fast-paced, so I'm kind of wanting this one. But then we also have Five Little Indians by Michelle Good, and I think this is set at a residential school in Canada, and we follow 5 Indigenous people as I think suffer quite a bit of trauma and then kind of lean on each other. So, and ignore this horrible, ugly sticker. Shudder sounds less depressing and more fast-paced, so I think I'm going to pick Shudder. All right, this is a nice, solid TBR. These are 4 of the books I will be reading in April. Tell me, what are you reading in April? Anything really exciting? Let's have a chat in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.